Johnson. Another one.
Okay, everything? Carbon County Board of Commissioners for Water, please rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, teach us to respect our freedom and work to preserve it. By respecting and upholding its laws, by supporting law enforcement agencies, by informing ourselves on current issues, by voting regularly and wisely, by honoring the rights of other people. Help us to restore family values, respect, common courtesy, and put an end to the senseless killing of innocent victims and children. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held May 26, 2022.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes, are there any guests concerning county business at this time? And then we'll move on. Well, at this time, what we'll do, we're going to skip over the presentation of proclamation because of the judge having to get back over the courthouse. So we'll move on to the report.
Report of executive sessions held.
We're none.
Department reports, the budget transfers.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures. I asked the board to consider, would you entertain a motion to amend the agenda that was publicly advertised specifically to expenditures?
So I'll make the motion, the approval of amended agenda item expenditures to include check number 22920 in the amount of $250,000 under the general fund. This represents loan number 10 to the Children and Youth Fund. The correct amount for the general fund is $954,545.22. And the corrected total for the weekly expenditure is $2,469,126.55.
I will second that.
Wait 1 second. We have two separate motions here. First
Okay.
was
To modify.
To modify.
Yes.
First motion.
First motion.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes. Now the second
Now the
motion.
And motion 2 as read. Yeah.
Second. Second,
Mr. Arner,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
So now that motion should also be for approval of check numbers 229082 through 229201. Totaling $2,469,126.55.
So move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner,
second.
your
Are
vote.
you? Oh, yes. I thought you wanted another motion again.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to accept.
Second,
Mr. Arner,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes. Okay, at this time, we'll recess for the commissioners meeting or our monthly meeting of the salary board. Now call the, I'm sorry. Now call the meeting of the salary board to order.
First item is the approval of the minutes of the salary board meetings held May 5th and May 12th, 2022.
So move. Second.
Mr. Severcek.
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning salary board business at this time?
Was asked to abstain from the May 12th meeting because he wasn't here. May 5th meeting. For one of the meetings, he wasn't here.
Yeah, you missed the one.
May
So
5th,
I
he
should
was not.
amend the
May 5th,
motion
sorry.
to abstain from the May 5th vote.
Thank you. Okay. Are there- Please. We'll do that. Okay, go ahead.
The report of executive sessions held.
There were two executive sessions held, one on May 23rd, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. and one on May 31st, 2022 at 3:30 p.m.
The next item is courts. Judge Nanovic?
Thank you. The first item concerns the Chief Development Probation Officer. As I think you all know, Rick Parsons, who was the Chief Development Probation Officer, has basically resigned on the better pastures, and his last day, I believe, on the books was yesterday. We did advertise for the position, post the position, got a good turnout. Had about 20 applications that came in. Myself and the court administrator have interviewed 5 of those, very well qualified individuals. It's my intent to appoint Matt Kimmel, who is the only person who applied from within the office. And this motion, his first motion, deals with changing his compensation. So in accordance with that, it's my motion to change the rate for one Chief Adult Probation Officer from $41.77 per hour, which is a grade 14 management position, step R, to $40.56 per hour, which is also management grade of 14, step Q, effective as of today's date, June 2nd, 2022.
All right. So I'll move to change the motion that's standing, to change the rate of one chief adult probation officer from $41.77 per hour, grade S 14, step R to 2, grade 14, step P 39.38 per hour, effective June 2nd, 2022.
I will second that.
Your motion, you made the motion, correct, Judge?
I did, yes.
41. You're making,
But it's lesser to reduce it from Q to P. A motion, parliamentary procedures, a motion to modify has to be acted upon before a vote can be taken. This has been standard here for the past 2 years in accordance with Roberts.
I just didn't know if we had to wait for a second on the first motion or not before we had the second. Okay.
So call for a vote, Judge Nanovic?
Well, I'm not sure where you are procedurally. I made a motion. I don't think there was a second. Commissioner Lukasevich made another motion. I don't think there was a second. So where does that put us?
Rocky seconded my motion to modify the standing motion in accordance with parliamentary procedures, Robert's Rules of Orders, which we utilize.
Okay, I'm voting against that.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
What are we voting on this one?
The step P,
The-
Rocky,
The
step
P rate or the original one?
P 39.38.
Oh, okay, if it's for P, yes.
My issue with the process here was the motion was made before anyone had an opportunity to even second it. There was an alternate motion made, so I'm a little concerned about the legality of the opportunity for a second.
Motion to modify has to be acted upon before any motion.
Defer to your expertise on that.
Okay.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
No.
The motion passes.
So my second motion then is with respect to the magistrate's office in Weatherly. And that's to change the rate of one secretary from $11.95 per hour, a grade 6 A, to $12.31 per hour, a grade 6 step B, effective as of June 14, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Judge Nanovic?
Yes.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
And my third motion then is with respect to domestic relations, to change the rate of one domestic relations specialist two from $11.95 per hour, which is a grade 6 step A, to $12.31 per hour, a grade 6 step B, effective as of June 28, 2022.
Will we change the rate?
Second.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're
You're the
Oh,
second.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Second.
Judge Nanovic,
Yes.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes,
Those are all the motions I have, so I can thank you for taking out of order. Trying to back to work every day.
District Attorney. Okay, under the District Attorney, change the rate of one legal secretary one from $13.85 per hour, grade 6, step F, to $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, effective June 4th, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek.
Yes.
Mr. Arner.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
Public Defender. Change the salary of one chief public defender from $90,000 per annum to $92,700 per annum, effective June 14th, 2022.
Move to change the salary.
Second.
Mr. Severcek.
Yes.
Mr. Arner.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
The sheriff. Sheriff Ziegler.
Good morning. I have two motions this morning. First motion is to establish the position of one acting chief deputy at $25.29 per hour, a grade S14 step A, effective June 2nd, 2022.
Second,
Discussion. Any reason why we are not establishing a chief deputy versus an acting chief deputy?
Commissioner, until the next municipal election, the reason for the creation of this position is to allow the next sheriff the flexibility to move the individual in that acting position back to another position. Whether that elected official is me or somebody else, there's the flexibility for that acting role to move.
What would prevent him from moving a chief deputy into another position?
What would prevent him?
What would prevent him from moving a chief deputy, not an acting chief deputy, a chief deputy, moving him into or her into another position or rehiring them into another position?
It's my understanding that when things like this were done in the past, that the term acting was utilized to provide the elected official that flexibility to move, which is why I was asking for it based on the research and feedback that I've gotten.
I haven't seen the precedence of a 17-month acting position. It would seem prudent to have a fully fledged non-acting chief deputy versus an acting.
Commissioner, there is a chief deputy position on the complement under the sheriff's office that's currently vacant.
Right, and it should be filled as chief deputy, not as acting.
Yes,
That-
But
that
there,
is
there
my-
is an open position.
Right,
currently.
exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Or I think in the past, we also did trainee for a period of time when someone was taking over.
Mhm. That's, you know,
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'll call for the vote. Mr. Ziegler.
Yes,
Mr. Severcek.
No.
Mr. Arner.
No.
Mr. Lukasevich.
no,
Mr. Notstein.
yes.
okay, my second motion is to change the rate of one captain from $25.09 per hour, grade S9, step I, to $25.84 an hour, grade S9, step J, effective June 3rd, 2022.
Motion to change rate.
Sheriff Ziegler.
Yes,
Mr. Severcek.
Yes.
Mr. Arner.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
yes,
Mr. Notstein.
Yes, quick question on the position then of acting. So the chief position, just so the sheriff is aware that we would have to then make that appointment if you so desire to the chief position.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
Area Agency on Aging. Change the rate of one aging case aid two from $12.68 per hour, grade 6, step C, to $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, effective June 2nd, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second,
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Children and Youth Services. Change the salary of one solicitor from $67,500 per annum to $69,525 per annum, effective June 28th, 2022.
Move to change the salary.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the rate of one county casework manager two from $27.67 per hour, grade S11, step I, to $28.50 per hour, grade S11, step J, effective June 14th, 2022.
motion to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the salary of one part-time dependency hearing officer from $300 per diem to $309 per diem, effective June 28th, 2022.
Move to change salary.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Information technology, change the rate of one IT analyst, social media technician from $16.67 per hour, grade S11, step D, to $17.17 per hour, grade 11, step E, effective June 7th, 2022.
Motion to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Parks, change the rate of one lifeguard from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective June 5th, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the rate of one lifeguard from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective June 28th, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the rate of two lifeguards from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective June 29th, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the rate of one part-time seasonal park maintenance from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective June 28th, 2022.
For clarification, part-time seasonal
Correct,
versus seasonal.
correct. There's
Okay.
two different determinations.
Okay, I see that one. Okay, yep. Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Change the rate of one seasonal park maintenance from $11.16 per hour, grade 4, step B, to $11.49 per hour, grade 4, step C, effective July 2nd, 2022.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek,
Yes.
Mr. Honor,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes. Any further business for the salary board? Hearing none, meeting adjourned. Back to our. Let's go back to the presentation.
Yeah, yep.
Uh,
The end of the Yeah.
Let me change that. Let's go back to the proclamation because of the employees being here from children and youth, if you don't mind. Okay.
Child Welfare Professionals Appreciation Week, June 6 through 10, 2022. Whereas the week of June 6 through 10, 2022 has been proclaimed as Child Welfare Professionals Appreciation Week by Governor Wolf, recognizing the efforts of child welfare professionals serving the children of Pennsylvania. And
whereas every day in Carbon County, local children are at risk of child abuse and neglect. Some have been removed from their homes due to such abuse and neglect. And
whereas we, the Commissioners of Carbon County, recognize the risks and the need to intervene to protect the children of this county. And
whereas the challenging task of investigating child abuse, providing services to families, assessing safety, and providing services to ensure that children of Carbon County are provided with nutrient, family connections, and support as they transition into childhood. Services that allow a child to remain safe in their home or return home as expeditiously as possible falls to the professionals of Carbon County children and youth. And
whereas the work of these dedicated professionals may require them to enter into situations in which their personal safety may be put at risk, and yet they continue to conduct investigations and work with families in their homes at great risk to their own health. And
whereas child welfare professionals work in difficult and emotional situations with children who have been victimized by physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and other forms of maltreatment. And
whereas the professionals of Carbon County Children and Youth Services must develop great skill in working with families who are in crisis situations, struggling with mental health challenges, and suffering from drug and alcohol afflictions, poverty, and other difficult issues. And
whereas the professionals of Carbon County Children and Youth Services must develop substantial knowledge and skills surrounding the rights of families, the laws surrounding child welfare, the legal process governing the system. And
whereas the staff of Carbon County Children and Youth Services selflessly undertake the endeavor to protect Pennsylvania's children, often with low pay, long hours, tremendous demands, little appreciation, great criticism, and with dramatic impacts to their personal life. And
whereas every year child welfare professionals are injured or killed in their pursuit to protect children across the United States. And
whereas the lasting effect of the COVID-19 pandemic has created substantial challenges in the recruitment and retention of staff of child welfare agencies, while the workload has not decreased. And
whereas innumerable injuries and deaths of children in Carbon County have been averted due to the efforts of Carbon County Children and Youth Services.
And now therefore be it resolved, the members of the Board of Commissioners of Carbon County hereby adopt this proclamation recognizing the staff of Carbon County Children and Youth Services for its efforts and dedication in protecting the children of Carbon County.
Signed this second day of June, 2022, Carbon County Board of Commissioners, Randy Notstein, Chairman, Rocky C. Arner, Vice Chairman, Chris Lukasevich, member, tested by Eloise K. Arner, Chief Clark County Administrator. Rocky, next time we'll include you
Right.
when your presence is here.
Oh, I'm gonna talk afterwards.
Okay, this time, Joe, would you?
Do we have a motion
Oh,
to
I'm sorry.
adopt the proclamation, please?
I'm sorry.
Move to adopt.
Second. Oh,
Either way.
Mr. Arner,
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes. Bill, you want to take this first or?
Take yours.
Either way.
Is this on? Nope, just hit the button.
Okay.
Yeah, now it is.
Thank you so much. As you may know, the Child Protective Services Law requires Carbon County Children Youth to be open 24/7 to receive reports of abuse and neglect. We received approximately 1,700 reports this past fiscal year from June to July. If you divide that by 52 weeks, that's about 30 reports per week, if my math is correct. That requires our 9 casework staff to investigate those 30 reports a week. From the worst of the worst, the broken bones, sexual abuse by a loved one, to the false reports and the truancy. Every day, they make an effort to do what is the best for our children and families. And every day, I thank them for their service. Today, I have Christine and Rihanna, who have both been employed here at Carbon County Children Youth since 2020. And I want them to come up and receive the proclamation. Thank you again for your dedication.
The long range. Thank you guys so much.
Turn the screen around.
Yeah, we got to get Rocky.
Well, he's cropped out.
Just Photoshop me in.
Thank you very much, Lee, for everything you. I know you put in a lot of hard hours, Jill. Thank you so much. You have extremely.
Make sure we got Rocky in the background, please, on the screen.
Smile, smile. He's whited out because of the light span, but he's there in spirit.
Okay.
Thank you, Jill.
Brian, so back to the beginning of our presentation, Mike Marlin Kistner and Brian Bossett from the Pocono Mountain Vacation Bureau for a presentation.
Go to slide 3, I'll just start there. I know your time is limited, so I'll go through the executive summaries and then we'll send you the report for you guys to go through because it's pretty lengthy, so that way we won't take all of your time. But I'll start here with the financials. This was based off our 2021 fiscal year, which is a calendar year. We just went through our audit. We're finalizing the audit now, and these are based off the numbers from last year for all 4 counties. We were at a total revenue of 15.3 million. Our total expenses were 12.2 million, and our net income was 3.2 million. This has been our best year to date for the Pocono Mountains. I think with the pandemic and everything else that's been going on, we've seen a lot of travel come back to the Pocono Mountains. One of the things that we did throughout the pandemic and all of last year was we continued to market the Pocono Mountains to our markets. Any questions on this slide before I go through? Okay. If you want to just go to the next slide. This breaks down by county, how the revenue is brought in over the last 4 years. And as you can see, we're in the first quarter of this year, and these are the estimated numbers. We haven't gotten all the numbers in for the first quarter yet, but this is where we stand to date. We're projected about 12% higher than we were at this time last year. We're still budgeting conservatively because with the the high gas taxes and some of the things that are going on with the economy, we're still budgeting towards the level of $12 million for this year. We're still leery on what's going to happen through the summer and the fall and into next year. So this is what we're tracking, and we're updating our forecasts regularly as we get numbers in. You can go to the next slide too. And this is what we projected. You can see that with the Zoom screen. So
Kevin, can you hit that singular line above us?
Minimize Rocky
Yeah.
area.
That should drop it.
There you go.
And then you can slide that if you need to.
So as you can see, this is what we're projecting. We're being very conservative, but we are doing some things that will help us determine what we need to do. We were waiting for the first quarter dollars to come in. We've allocated some of those funds for summer advertising, so we're going to continue to do that. And some of the programs that we're looking at is we're really promoting midweek travel. We're looking at doing a Pocono local campaign where we're going to advertise to the 4 counties directly to talk about things they can do in their backyard that they may not be aware of, whether you're from Carbon County or you know what's going on in Pike or Wayne County, Monroe County. So really looking at that to entice people to travel within the Pocono Mountains when they live here or the surrounding counties due to the high gas taxes and the higher costs of things. And really showcasing the value and some of the things that we have to offer in the Pocono Mountains. Next slide, please. And as you can see, this is just what we're doing for our budget and forecasting for the next year. We've updated our scenario to be 12.7 million versus the 14.4 million in 2021 and 8.4 million in 2020. We're continuing to look at things. We get a lot of data that shows us the forecast for bookings through the summer and the fall. We're starting to see rate level off a little bit, ADR drop off a little bit. So we're being conservative and looking at that ahead of time. It's not a big concern right now, but we still want to be conservative. Next slide. And then these are the breakdowns of what we've done to support Carbon County over the last few years, starting with 2019. Our overall media buy, what portion was related to Carbon County for the broadcast buy, the PTN coverage we have, which is the Pocono Television Network, our digital media that was supporting Carbon County businesses as well as Carbon County overall, social media that was directed and related to posts in Carbon County and the overall media spend. You can go to the next slide, please. And then these were direct expenses based off what we're doing with the visitor center in 2019, the overall hotel tax awarded through the PMBB funding, overall media and direct spend together, and then the Carbon County hotel tax revenue. And these were broken down, and I'll go through the next couple of years as well. So 2020 is the next slide. As you can see that it dropped off a little bit due to the pandemic and not being open for 3 months. So that changed some numbers for 2020. We still continue to advertise. We utilize PTN without cost. So there's a lot of things that we did during the pandemic period. And then once we got back into the green phase, really doing some more. And that's where most of the money came from, was going into that green phase for the rest of the year. Next slide. And then these were the overall costs associated with 2020. The visitor center cost and salaries went up a little bit, mainly due to the cleaning expenses that went up compared to the previous year. Adding the additional porta potties at the visitor center and some of the other things. So as you can see, some of the expenses did go up. We added more staff to help with cleaning as well. So those were some of those changes came from. Next slide, please. And then this previous year, our overall spend for broadcast media that was related to Carbon County, the PTN coverage, digital marketing, and social media with the overall estimated media value. Next slide. And then as you can see, some of the costs still went up. The cleaning, adding more additional restrooms than we did the previous year, and really just looking at how we could utilize our staff. We added more staff due to the adding more trains last year. So that really helped us, especially in the summer and fall. We want to be conscious of that, making sure that we have enough people in the visitor centers, mainly to help with directing people as well as keeping up with cleaning throughout the day. We also added more cleanings to the visitor center so that during those busy times, the cleaning service was coming in more to keep everything looking professional. And then we've also started to work with Mauchunk Lake on a 3-year proposal for helping them with overall costs and some advertising at the lake. over the next 2 years. And then, if you can jump down a few slides, scroll up a little bit, start with 17, please. Or,
All right, thank you again for having us today. Just a few things on our executive summary. Again, we do continue to promote our small towns throughout the 4-county region, including Jim Thorpe. Also doing supporting fairs, festivals, including Carbon County Fair, that's coming up. New sales process, we're driving the meetings in the brand. We do have a new salesperson, so she's actually going out and working on recruiting meetings coming into our area now that we're really getting open again for these big groups coming in. We are continuing to develop the content on our Pocono Television Network, and we're streaming on air in Philly, adding a lot of other Comcast, RCN, New York, New Jersey. So we're really proud to be in, I think it's 5 million homes that we're in right now, which is why I think we're seeing a lot of activity. We're also continuing to share content with local stations like WBRE, BRC 13, Nexstar, PTN, all of that. So we are working with a lot of the surrounding area locations as well. And then we're also continuing to spend media for 2021. Like Brian said, market's going to readjust at some point, so we're really keeping a close eye on that. Next slide. Also, just some of the things that we have done that we're currently working on. We did launch a community grant program. I'm happy to say that we did get a number of applications. We had about $300,000 across the 4 counties available. And I think we received requests of over 700,000, which definitely shows the need. A good number of them in Carbon County as well that we'll be awarding. That'll happen in the next month. We had a great Pick Up the Poconos event on the 23rd. We're having another one in September, but we did have over 600 volunteers, I think about 1,400 bags of garbage picked up in one day. So we're continuing to keep the Poconos beautiful. We're also continuing on our DE&I program with PMVB and its members. As we know, that's an important hot topic. Member and community relations, working closely again with the Carbon Chamber, as well as Lansford Alive, the Lansford train station, the Nature and Commerce Committee meeting as well. So we're just making sure that we're around the table to support all of our nonprofits in the area. So we did launch a community calendar. So this is important. Any events that are happening throughout the county, you could definitely submit them to us. This is, even our fire halls that are having fundraisers, anything like that, that we can actually put on our calendar now, any event. And we get over 4 million visitors to that site a year. So we want to make sure we're exposing that, and that is just complimentary. So we're pushing that out. Also working very closely with the Jim Thorpe Tourism Agency on their website to help them with a microsite under the Pocono Mountains website. And that's going to be launching this month. We're just about final on that. Our team has done a lot of work, and JTTA has as well. So that's going to be a good partnership. And then we do strategic planning. We have another session coming up next Friday. So that's important for us as a board to really look ahead. So that'll continue to happen. And then we do have 2 new staff that we hired. One is an education relations manager, Jennifer Aquila, is going into the schools, talking about hospitality, the great jobs in hospitality, and has done a great job. And then Lee Velez, she's our outside sales manager, again, with a focus coming back on corporate meetings coming into the area. All right, next slide. And this is just a list. We do have events throughout the year. So there are just a few events that we have coming up: our golf tournament, annual report, holiday luncheon. And again, please mark your calendar to help us clean up more garbage on September 24th for Pick Up the Poconos.
You can go to slide 21.
Yeah. And then just members to date, this I think is actually a little low. I think we're upwards of 495 members right now. So again, continuing to grow. In Carbon County, we added 16 new members last year, and we're currently up to 9 new members this year. Next slide. Again, just membership Again, 91 members that we are servicing in Carbon County and working personally with them one-on-one, helping them with marketing, videos, anything that they need to really support their business. And then visitor centers were busy, as you can see, hosting over 280,000 people in Jim Thorpe alone. And that was, I believe, in 2021. And then I think that's it for me.
If you want to jump to slide 26, that'd be great. So the overall budget strategy I went through, really looking at what we're doing for marketing through the upcoming year. As Marlon said, some of these things she already went through with the community grant program, the community calendar. We're really looking at things we can do to really push our media partners more as well, to get more added value out of them and get some more things. We just launched a PSA campaign on life jacket safety. We work with a lot of the rivers and lakes organizations within the state as well as the region to really push that messaging to make sure that water safety is top of mind. We started doing that a couple of years ago, and we're actually working on a Spanish speaking spot for that as well. So those are a couple of things that we're doing. If you want to go to the next slide. And these are just some of the things that we're looking at right now with Lee and Jennifer coming on. We've really taken a focus with our educational programs. Over the last year, we started doing an internship program with ESU and Northampton Community College. We're now moving that into a co-op program with them where we're going to hopefully have upwards of 30 students that can be placed in different organizations for hospitality related to their hospitality management school at ESU. With Jennifer on board, working with the secondary schools and the technical schools, we're developing a program where credits can be transferred from the technical schools to NCC, then to ESU. So we already have a couple students that have done that, where we have one student that went to Monroe County Career and Technical Institute who has 9 credits going into college already. So there's a lot of things that we're really trying to do to work with our educational systems to help students further along and showcase that there are good paying jobs in hospitality. With Lee coming on for corporate, really the focus is to bring back meetings to the Pocono Mountains and, work with properties like Skytop, Kalahari, Camelback, Woodlock, different properties that are looking for corporate meetings to really bolster that midweek travel, and then developing itineraries when they're in the destination to have them come see different parts of the destination. We have a couple large groups coming in June and September, and we've already developed some driving itineraries. They're both car groups. One's a Porsche group and one's an Austin Healey group. So really showcasing different things that they can do each day to take their vehicles and drive through the towns midweek. So working with groups like that, and really just looking at ways we can help a lot of the different organizations with some of the programs we're coming up with. Next slide. And these are just some of the things that we're, to Marlon's point, we have a strategic planning project with our board next week. Some of these we've already done. We launched the community calendar earlier this year as a beta test, and now it's fully launched. It launched in May. Career development with our marketing, where we have our job boards. We're placing job fairs, jobs for all kinds of organizations, not just hospitalities, on our job board, which is on our website, and really doing a lot of programming to get people there to find jobs that are available within our 4 counties. The internship program I just talked about, the enhanced community grant program, that's really taken off, and we're going to be awarding those by the end of this month. We're still getting a couple applications in, so we want to review all of them. And then we're probably also going to look at ways that we can help next year as well with that program because of the applications that we had come in. We're also working with the economic development corporations in the counties to help market them as well. With all the marketing that we're doing, we're really trying to tie them along with this. That we're going to do a lot more with them this summer, and really looking forward to next year on things that we can do to really promote economic development within the 4 counties. We've also partnered with the United Way in Monroe County, and we're launching an affordable housing coalition. 2 of the things that we're looking at there are workforce housing, as well as affordable housing for young families or individuals coming out of college that want to live in the area and work in the area. So we're working through that now. I know that Tom, who is working through that program, has already reached out to a lot of people in the county for ways to do that. It's more of a preliminary thing right now. So that's one thing that we're really working forward, and it's already started the program. And so it's something that we feel is really the next big challenge for the Pocono Mountains is housing, and finding affordable housing for our workforce as well as younger families. We're looking at ways to develop the Pocono Promise from where it started in the pandemic on ways of showing value, family-friendly events, family-friendly travel. So those are some things that we're working on now, and we're going to redevelop that over the next couple of weeks and launch that this summer with our summer campaigns. We're working with a few more cable systems right now for PTN, and we're also most likely sometime this year going to be on Apple TV. So that'll just further our reach with PTN over the next few months. And the goal is really to get the content out for the Pocono Mountains. It's 24/7, 365. We have about 40 hours of content that's completely different. So the goal is to day part each day with new content, so that's not repeating. And we're going to update that quarterly along with the segments we're shooting for our monthly shows. And we're working on developing an ambassador program for all frontline employees in the Pocono Mountains so that they know all the different things that are going on in the Pocono Mountains. So it's not just where they are in their specific area, they can promote the entire area. So that's something we're going to look at for Q3 and Q4. Next slide. It's one, yeah, there we go. And then this is just the overall plan, maintaining our budget spend for TV. We're at about 4.4 million. That might be a little bit higher going into the summer. Really looking at some of the things we've already looked at opening up DC, Baltimore markets, and we've looked at some other outer line markets like Elmira and Binghamton as well, to really just see if there's ways we can get different markets. With all the competition coming back with other destinations, we have a lot more competition than we did last year in 2020. So we want to be able to fill those gaps when people are looking at other destinations. So those are some things we're looking at. Our digital spend, we've maintained that, and we've actually added some more there. Over the next few years, we know that broadcast media is going to be less watched than digital. So we're really showcasing the ways we can enhance digital marketing over broadcast television. And those are some of the things we're already looking at. The opportunity buy pool is something that if we see something that we think is going to really help, or if we see a downturn on something, we can utilize that budget to really bolster some of those things. And really just trying to look at our feeder markets and how do we really just keep promoting the Pocono Mountains in a shining light and keep it top of mind for travelers. Next slide. And then I'll end here. The rest of it is just some other things. And then there's 2 slides at the end after this summary that I just want to show you, which is the metrics where we are with our dashboard that we've started sending out. But these are just kind of high level of where we are with the marketing plan overall, what we've started with in the beginning of the year, where we're going to next in the next few months, and just overall what we're looking at. So this gives you an idea of what we're really looking at. And the hospitality jobs program is a year-round thing. With seasonal employment and everything else, we're still continuing to push that. So I know you guys mentioned lifeguards earlier. So if you're still looking for lifeguards, last year we helped you guys promote those. We'd be happy to do that again as well, and anything else that you're looking at. So and then if you want to jump down to slide 39, please. This is our overall dashboard. So this shows you hotels versus short-term rentals. This gives us kind of an idea of how to forecast through the rest of the year and looking at different things. As you can see, the Pocono Mountains is ranked 3rd in the state for occupancy for hotels, just below Lehigh Valley and upstate PA. The one thing that's different there is our average daily rate is about twice of what they are. We think that Allentown's the Lehigh Valley is probably higher just because of the proximity of the airport, some of the business travel that goes through there. And a lot of the road construction crews stay in that area as well. Short-term rentals, we've seen a slight drop off from where it was in 2020 and 2021, which we expected with people going back to work, schools being back in person rather than being virtual. We are starting to see that level off. There's a lot of ordinances and regulation going on, which are helping with short-term rentals, because there were some bad actors out there. So that's definitely helping with that. We're working with our real estate associations to help with that and get the right messaging out with them as well. So that's something we'll continue to do. Next slide. And then this is just our overall website traffic. We launched a new website in October. We've started to see things level off, which is what we expected. I'm really benchmarking against 2019, which was our best year prior to the pandemic. And we're staying well above 2019. I expect us to drop off a little bit from last year, especially with more competition out there. But we're still maintaining where we need to be and really just promoting things correctly and updating the content overall. As Marlon said, we are working with JTTA to move their website under PokerMountains.com. I would say within the next 2 weeks, that'll be redirected. We're just in the last final stage of making some edits for them. It's been a long process, but it's something I think will really help their organization as well as the rest of, rather than competing for keywords on Jim Thorpe, we're all going to be under one. And as a volunteer organization that they are, we'll be able to bring a lot more to the table for them. And that's really what I want to go through today. Any questions from you all?
No, I'd simply say we're very fortunate to have the partnership that we have with PMVB and of course, Carbon Chamber, and we continue to benefit from it. And so does the county taxpayer. And sometimes they lose sight of the notable impact that PMVB has to drive visitors here, specifically into our parking venues, right, which helps offset taxes in regards to maintaining and operating our parks here in Carbon County.
And we're also doing some things to help let visitors know about the parking restrictions in the county. So we are trying to get that messaging out before, especially on the weekends, and trying to get them to come midweek when it's less crowded. So
that representation on the Pocono County's workforce.
We are not on the board.
no.
Might have, we'll have to talk about that. I think because of the employment issues, everyone's looking for employees, and we just had a meeting last evening, and no matter what agency that's out there, I think it's a problem. So there's always big turnovers, even within your own department. So we'll have to look at maybe getting you a seat at the table.
Yeah, that would be great. And like Brian said, we do have our job posting, so anyone that has, we actually do have the lifeguard position up, so we have that for businesses across the board.
Yeah, I know Chris apologizes for not being here. He had a little bit of a dental emergency, so he wanted to be here, but he couldn't. So.
I was going to mention that it's a shame he couldn't make it today, so we don't get to see him in this capacity very often at all. So.
One thing, Marlon, Brian, I would ask, and again, obviously you guys have a focus external, but again, I could see the change to internal, meaning the 4 counties and demonstrating what's available for people. But, kind of the chatter on social media tends to be from the internal and specifically to the Jim Thorpe area is the negative impact. And I don't think we collectively do a good job of educating the public on really what are the benefits, and the benefits far outweigh the inconveniences that tourism brings. And it seems to be a constant struggle for me on social media, trying to convince individuals that, it's a double-edged sword, but it's a really positive one and stuff like that. So any assistance with that or a strategy to better, educate the county residents on why it's much greater benefit than a challenge for us, that'd be great.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we want to look at with the Pocono Promise is how do we really make that more of a internal Pocono Mountains thing rather than really for the rest.
Yeah, and I think being on our calls, the Jim Thorpe events calls, making sure around the table, we're listening to what's needed, we're getting the message out on our website. That's all the stuff that, I know when I'm on those meetings, I bring back to our team so that we can, better support when it gets really busy. Here, we're working really closely with Heighten, a lot of those new businesses and some of that traffic. So They're all the things I agree totally, and it is a double-edged sword, but it's, we're definitely around the table to make sure we're supporting those. efforts.
Okay, thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Ryan.
Yes.
For the news, are you gonna stick around until after the meeting for the news media if they have questions?
Sure.
We'll keep moving on the meeting here. Okay,
Okay, the next item is the personnel report for county departments.
Motion approved.
second,
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
yes,
The acknowledgements for the courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledge.
Second on discussion. In regards to the change of status for Matthew Kimmel, I think there's no question from what we learned in executive session yesterday, the comments from the president judge today, that Matt is extremely capable for the duties and responsibilities that he is going to be elevated to. There is a certain level of sanctity of confidentiality around executive board sessions. However, at time, when a public official, when an attempt is made to intimidate or squash a public official from commenting to the public on his reasons and justifications for voting in favor or against an action is made, I think some comment is necessary. There was an executive session yesterday in regards to Matt Kimmel. I announced my intent not to raise my concern with the continued court's non-compliance with Act 57 of 2020. An individual of the salary board raised concerns with my consistent voting not in favor or raising the concern publicly. I felt this attempted intimidation, because it was clearly intimidation, maybe not in a legal definition, but what I would see as intimidation by one official to another. One, he was trying to suppress my First Amendment rights, which is a freedom of speech. And secondly, my responsibility to the citizens of Carbon County to explain the positions I take, hold, and enunciate in public meetings. I remain, therefore, concerned that the courts continue without any legal basis I can find outside of compliance with Act 57 and their participation in this act, which helps all of us reduce liability to the county, the taxpayers, and also ensures we as private or as citizens and individuals are doing due diligence in the hiring process. And again, while I will not acknowledge Mr. Kimmel's change of status, I do want to emphasize that I believe he is fully capable, confident, and prepared to assume the great duties and responsibilities that are going to be placed upon him. That's all.
further comment on that, and this had been a topic of the AOPC, the County Commissioners Association, and PIMIC, and they all ensured us it would not be a liability to the county. They can do it. I would appreciate if you have an issue with the judge, that you do it with the judge face to face and not in a public meeting. You had no further comments to the judge yesterday, but yet in his absence, you continued to make remarks.
The judge departed. I couldn't keep him here. And the fact is, legal counsel, 2 solicitors, plus legal counsel have found nothing that says the courts should not be complying with this act. If they have an issue or concern, they can file a declaratory judgment to clarify the position, understanding that some courts of common pleas are fully participating and in compliance with the act. Others are not.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. I call for the vote. Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes, with the exception of Matthew Kimball due to the court's continued non-compliance with Act 57.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
There was no correspondence received. Archives for approval and execution. The work-based learning program agreement between the county and the Carbon Lehigh Intermediate Unit number 21 for the 2022-2023 school year, allowing young adults with disabilities on-the-job training in the archives department.
Motion to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Boards and authorities, Parks and Recreation. For approval, recommendation was received from the Parks and Recreation Commission to appoint Fred Merluzzi of Lehighton, Pennsylvania, to fill the current vacancy and serve as a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission. The term expires December 31, 2022.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
No.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
2022 ESG grant for approval, posting of a public hearing to be held on June 9th, 2022 during the regular commissioners meeting to consider submission of a funding application for the 2022 ESG program on behalf of the Carbon County Action Committee for Human Services and Family Promise of Carbon County.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Planning and Development, Home Program for Approval and Execution. The Carbon County Home Rehabilitation Program agreements for the following. Contract number RB 70-08-137, the General Mozilla Enterprises of Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, $2,900. RB 70-08-137, the Plumbing Hiles Brothers Fuel Company Incorporated of Summit Hill, Pennsylvania, $9,242.16.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report.
Thank you. With respect to the agreement with County Waste of PA, calling for a motion for approval and execution of an addendum to the agreement with the GFL Environmental County Waste of Pennsylvania of Clifton Park, New York, for refuse collection and single stream recycling. The addendum is to add one collection to the contract. One location to the contract and add 1 2 cubic yard container with a lid for refuse collection located at the Carbon County Office Building at 525 Iron Street in Lehighton. Refuse collection will be on an on-call schedule at a cost of $26 per pickup. Single stream recycling is not required, and in all other respects, the terms of the original contract are applicable.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
Under tax assessment, seeking approval and execution of a consulting agreement with Red Rock Summit LLC of Ogden, Utah to rewrite and upgrade software written for use in the tax assessment office, including all Microsoft Access applications for billing and homestead appeals and the main database conversion. The term of the agreement will commence on the effective date and will continue until December 31st of 2022. The agreement will renew on an annual basis with each successive annual term commencing on January 1st and expiring December 31st unless terminated by either party upon 30 days written notice. Total cost of $200 per hour with an increase of 10% for each successive renewal term unless otherwise agreed upon by both parties.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner,
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich,
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
And seeking approval and payment of a refund of county real estate taxes to Gary E. and Suzanne L. Keener in the amount of $505.93 as a result of an assessment appeal ruling decreasing the real estate tax assessment from $149,750 to $108,000 $108,450, which is a difference of $41,300.
To approve the payment.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Any further business? Commissioners' reports, Mr. Arner?
I do have a few things. One is the election, they're done with the recount and the total remains the same. So they're going to adjudicate and send the results to the DOS tomorrow. One of the other things that we're going to do, we're going to make changes to our COVID policy. I won't give any details at this time because I'd like to have it sent to the employees first before it gets to the media. So if the media wants it, I'm sure we could get it to you tomorrow morning once that's set out. And I'd like to thank Melanie Eckhart and her two sons. They donated and they actually poured a concrete pad for the remaining dog kennels up at the shelter, and everybody really greatly appreciated it. So Mel, thank you, and your two sons and everybody that donates to the shelter. And I also will make one comment on the Matt Kimmel issue. I have no qualms that Matt is not capable for the job, but my reasoning is like he came within a range that was acceptable. And I think us to be responsible, you take the lowest amount. And that was my reasoning why, you know, the P rate I felt was better because I think as everybody's been seeing what I've been saying all along, I think the woman that takes our minutes or the woman that sits at the reception desk or anybody else would like that amount of money too. And I think we have to just watch our money on what we're going to do until this salary study comes out. And that's all to my report. Thank you.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, two things. I'll reiterate Commissioner Arner's comment that what was approved by the salary board was within the range that Mr. Kimmel expressed was acceptable. Secondly, I would note the county has received its first annual payment from the sale of the railroad. The disbursement to Lansford should be taking place shortly. And if I recall correctly, that's in the amount of $31,250, which is 20% of that annual payment. That's all I have.
Mr. Notstein?
Yeah, a couple of little things here. Thank you to all the veterans for this past weekend for coming out and spending so much time over the past few days. I know the veterans organizations were in the schools on Friday teaching respect for the flag and what Memorial Day is all about. They were out to 19 different cemeteries, how many different church service programs and veterans programs throughout the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then again on Monday, they're out there for funerals of those that, or Tuesday, I should say, the day after Memorial Day, out at the funerals of our deceased veterans. So they're out there all the time. You don't only see them on Memorial Day or Veterans Day, you see them all the time. I want to thank the Pocono Mountain Vacation Bureau and Pocono Pickup. It's a real shame that there is not enough respect for our environment and other people, and the amount of litter that is along the highways. It's really disgusting, and you see people at the shopping malls or outside food chains, et cetera, just throwing their boxes out all over the place with no respect. And I just certainly think the state have to look at getting more involved, increasing the fines, and maybe 30 days of litter pickup, and get out there and make them earn it, or pay for it and see what it's like to really go get out along the highways and pick this stuff up. The other thing I want to point out as well is with the children and youth, again, we had to make another loan till we received the funds from the state to meet our obligations, and that was a need today for the motion to amend the agenda. Came in at the last minute that we realized we needed $250,000 just to pay our employees, et cetera, through children and youth. And going back to Matt Kimmel, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but our advertised range was between that 71 something and 80, but I look at it a different way. If we would have hired somebody outside the county at that 71 starting rate, why would you not give an employee that's been here for over 20 years at one step if you would have hired someone from out of county at that low rate or even higher? So that's my comment on that. Meeting adjourned. Okay, Amy.
Good morning.
Morning.
Not too much, Patrick, the Commissioner, why did you vote no for Fred Maruzzi filling that vacancy?
Oh, in regards to the park?
Yes.
Yeah, so it is my position that, and again, I'm fortunate to have the opportunity to attend all the Parks and Rec Commission meetings, and those guys do a great job out there. They really do, and there's a lot of experience. Rick Forgay, Tom Wildonner, Earl, and Bob, they'll do a great job out there. However, I am of the opinion that the makeup and composition of that commission does not best represent the utilizers of Mock Chunk Lake Park, and more diversity is needed. If I had to be quick and quip, I would say, a bunch of us old white men sitting around making decisions for families who utilize that park. I'd love to see a woman with children or a father, stay-at-home father with children, who could bring a different perspective to the board other than what we have. Those of us who sit on that board who more than likely don't have children who may want to utilize that. So I think our focus when it comes to thinking about activities is somewhat limited by our own inherent biases, our own age demographic that is represented on that board.
Okay, so it wasn't directly because of him.
Oh, no, a great individual who is definitely great experience.
He's also a former game commission member.
Yeah.
And just wanted, may I have a copy of the proclamation for children welfare professionals? Can you know that? Thank you. That's all I have.
Just talk about why how important these professionals are to have here in the county and the job that they do.
You're talking children, youth?
Yes.
So that is an extremely difficult job. I'd say we get a lot of complaints really about the decisions that they have to make. Well, no one likes a decision when you have to take a child out of a home. Other people complain, why aren't they taking that child out of that home? It's just difficult and a fine line a lot of times, and it could be a liability to the county either way. So if they take them out of the home and there's nothing wrong, it's an issue. If they don't take them out of that home and something happens to that child, it could be quite costly to the county. Or something happens, that a child dies, even to death. They are overwhelmed. Their caseload's extremely high. The documentation that these people have to have on each and every case, they really have to cross their T's and dot their I's and then some. They're under very close scrutiny from the state, from the Northeast Regional Office in particular. And at times I feel they're just, especially back during COVID, I know we had a lot of problems and everything, but it was extremely, how can you force these people into homes? It was hard for them to get into the homes during COVID. They only have so much time to investigate, and sometimes the reports do not come back from the police department, so we get cited for those issues. The people, they can't track them down, they can't find them. At one time, you only had to interview a few members. Now it's relatives and a lot of people to track down and interview. So they have an extremely difficult job and stress in their positions. And they do get into dangerous places, and being in the emergency services and getting into some of these homes, it's really sad for the children. And they see a lot of things a normal person doesn't see when they get into these homes, and they are not the best homes all the time. The drug use or child abuse, and it's hard to prove a lot of those things a lot of times. So they have an extremely difficult job. They certainly deserve to be recognized for what they do.
How important, right? The question, the bottom line question. Think about this: 3 specific groups that we're charged with protecting or taking care of it in an excessive, not an excessive, in a significant manner, right? Veterans, senior citizens, and children, right? And that's an extremely vulnerable population who seldom has a voice. So children and youth does provide a voice for those who are at risk of abuse or suffering from abuse. So I think we're clearly charged with that responsibility, and they carry it out day to day on behalf of the county and its residents.
And then just lastly, just how important was it to hear from the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau and what they kind of do to help bring people here to the county?
I think it's important both on our end to know where the funds are coming from, what they're being spent on, the return on those investments that we're getting. I think the public in particular would probably a lot more aware of those funds and where they're going, what it brings to the communities. How many businesses in Jim Thorpe will we have here without tourism? There were other municipalities that sure would like to capitalize on their the tourism industry. Some do, in neighboring communities, the gas stations, convenience stores, and maybe the restaurants in particular, especially after this past Saturday. Even I wasn't here, but even with the weather and the 850 people coming in the train, how many people who were here, the car, the photographers, and there's only so many restaurants here eat in, and the train's here, 3.5 hours, and how do you serve that many people in the community? But it's important for the community to know that the businesses survive here on the tourism. If you go into some of our other communities, some are better than others, and I hate to say Lehighton is not the prettiest place, although I live there. And if you go up the bypass, you go to Lansford, and they sure would like to have a lot of those tourism coming to their communities as well to support their business. It makes a big difference in the property values as well, and the tax return to the borough, the school districts, and to the counties, because the property values are so much higher here in downtown the area, the Road, Stone Row, etc. Their property value is up, and that makes a big difference in the tax revenues to the municipalities and county and schools. So. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Anything else? Nothing else? All right, thank you.